Today, I'm going to go to San Francisco and Oakland to go to the best and worst Major League Baseball stadiums.
We are here in Oracle Park, and we have like 10 minutes until the game starts, so let's get inside. Let's go. When we got our food, we have some garlic fries that look really good, but only if you like garlic. And we have some crab sandwiches that look really good, but only if you like crab. We are 20 minutes in right now, and through 2 innings, this game is going by very quickly. Like, on pace for an hour and a half. This is crazy. Just finished the Giants game. A lot of fun, very quick game. Unfortunately, the Giants lost, and now we're going to go on a walk outside of the stadium a little bit, see some plaques and stuff like that. All right, after the Giants game earlier, we're here in Oakland now, getting ready for the A's game at, I think, 6:45. Really excited last year that they're in Oakland. Let's get into it. Let's go. We were able to get much better seats than San Francisco this time. This is really good. MC Hammer.
It was Dollar Hot Dog Night at Oakland, so of course I got some Dollar Hot Dogs. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 3 of Adam's Accounts, Year 2. Really excited to get started. That was the California account. I'll play the thing now. There you go. Anyway, so that was California account. And let's get right into it. We're bringing on our athlete next, our athletes account. Say hello to Mr. Abasayo Abe.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me, Adam.
Hi. So official.
Sorry.
This guy.
I can be less
guy's so
official, you like.
So apparently, I learned that Avi likes to play soccer. I just learned that recently. And
Wow, shocker.
yeah, he likes to play soccer apparently, and he likes this guy named Mbappe. And I don't really know a lot about soccer, so Avi is going to teach me today
Fair
about
enough.
soccer and about this guy Mbappe from the last time that I heard about him, which was in 2018 in the World Cup when I was actually at your house rooting for the underdog Croatia as everybody else was rooting for France. And it was really sad.
As you would, root for the underdog. But Mbappe has done some big things since 2018. He was 19 at the time and was the only teenager to score in a World Cup final, barring the late, great Pelé. But since then, he became PSG's all-time scorer. He won Ligue 1, which is the French soccer league, multiple times, and made some deep runs into the Champions League, the biggest soccer or football, however you want to call it, competition in the world.
So since then, I know he's played on PSG before.
He has played on PSG before. Correct.
And I did do some research. And PSG has won 10 of the last 12 titles in their league.
That's true.
So I want to ask you, what is that league even doing? Why is that a thing? They should just give PSG the trophy.
Well, to be fair, amongst soccer people, they call it a farmers league because they farm the trophy and win it every year. But before PSG got money from Qatar, which was, I believe, around 2012, the league was dominated by many other French teams like Saint-Etienne or Montpellier, who won maybe 3 titles in a row, and then another team would win another 3. But since the influx of oil money, for lack of a better term, PSG has been signing all the best players in the world. They signed Messi, they signed Neymar, and they've signed Mbappe, and have won title after title in France. But yet, continentally, in European competition, they've failed to really win anything significant.
So those were a bunch of French names that I can't pronounce of French soccer team.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to try. I take Spanish. That guy takes French.
Yes, that's true.
And also, so how did PSG, if they have so much money, how did they lose out to Madrid on Mbappe?
Well, Mbappe's contract and contracts in football or soccer generally have a certain year time, barring Chelsea, who signed for, at this point, players' entire lifetimes. Normally, contracts are from, say, 3 to 5 years. And this summer, it was Mbappe's 5th year of his 5-year contract. And so after that time, players are now allowed to negotiate with any club they want to play for them because their contract with their previous employer, PSG, has ended. And so Mbappe negotiated with Real Madrid as the saga went on for many years and agreed to a deal with them. And PSG can do nothing about it.
Well, why didn't PSG just give him more money?
Well, they could have, but he had decided his heart was in Madrid, and so he decided to move.
Well, I guess that makes some sense. Is Madrid in Italy or Spain?
Spain.
Spain. Okay, I should know that.
You should know that. You take Spanish.
Yeah, I do take Spanish. My Spanish teachers would not be proud of me right now.
They would not.
But hey, we're going to switch gears a little bit to some Hunter soccer. Avi just came from a game on Randall's Island earlier.
We did. Yep.
And how'd you do in that game?
We drew 2-2 against a pretty solid Beacon team, I'd say.
Where is Beacon? Do you know?
I believe it's somewhere in Midtown, but I'm not sure of that.
Yeah. I know they have like an okay baseball team.
Yeah, from what I've heard.
But, yeah. So you're 1-0-1, you said?
Yes, 1 win and 1 draw.
1 win and 1. Why do they have ties in soccer?
That's a
every
pretty
other
good question.
sport they don't have ties except for like old school football. But what's the point of ties? Ties suck.
Ties are relatively prevalent in soccer. I don't know why they keep them, but I guess in league phases or group stages, whatever you want to call it, a win is 3 points, a tie is 1, and a loss is 0, which isn't really equitable compared to like any other sports where it can be like 1.5.
Ties, like if they have ties, it makes sense because they want to incentivize winning versus playing for a tie.
Yeah, because then the football or soccer just gets boring and cagey if teams are playing defensively forever, and nobody wants to watch that, as nobody really watches soccer and doesn't
Why
really
don't
play
they
it.
just not let you tie them?
Well, they could, and that's what they do in knockout form tournaments because they need a winner of the match, and so it goes to extra time and then penalties.
Yeah, but why don't they do that in every game? They should do it in every
I
game.
mean, they could. You can send a proposal to FIFA, and then maybe give or take
I
10
don't speak
years, and they'll
French.
change it.
You'd
Well, yeah,
have to write in French for me.
well, yeah. I think UEFA uses English, so you can send a proposal there.
Maybe I'll. All right, I'm gonna start writing a letter now to FIFA. They shouldn't have ties anymore. But something interesting also that I forget when I learned it, which was a while ago. That I think it was like a Caribbean Cup or something where they made extra time goals worth 2.
That's an interesting thing. There
For
used to
some
be a
stupid
rule.
reason, and there was a game between Barbados and Grenada
Yes, I've heard
where where Barbados needed to win by 2 in order to advance on a tiebreak. So they were up 1 with like 5 minutes left. They scored on their own goal so that it would go to extra time.
Wow.
And then there was about 5 minutes where they basically defended their own goal and defended the other goal. Because either way, if Grenada scored on either goal, the game would be they would advance over Barbados. That's a real thing that happened. Look it up. I think it's a real thing that happened. Look it up.
It's a real thing that happened. There's
That's
probably some
really
YouTube
dumb,
video out
but-
there or something.
Mhm,
But yeah,
but-
there used to be a rule in what's mainstream, I guess, soccer, because this Caribbean Cup doesn't seem terribly mainstream, but it was called Golden Goal, in which the first team to score in the 30 minutes of extra time, which is broken up into 2 15-minute periods, if you scored during extra time, the match would be over and the team scoring in extra time would win the match.
Why'd they get rid of that?
I actually do not know. It's a good rule, I think. And at least in FIFA, you can choose
then
between
don't
if you
have
want
to deal with
penalties.
PKs.
Yeah,
It's like having a runner on second in extras. PKs are like having a runner on second in extra innings in baseball. They suck.
fair enough.
Controversial opinion for me. Let me check on the Jets score. The Jets are winning 7-3. Let's go. Look at that. Aaron Rodgers is doing something to the 49ers. So there's your every 15-minute football update.
Fair enough. He's doing something rather than getting injured.
Yeah, I think he's actually played the entire game.
Wow.
Which is pretty impressive. I don't see anything that he's gotten injured yet. Nope, hasn't gotten injured yet. So go Aaron Rodgers.
10 minutes without an injury?
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I thought he was going to only make it 5 plays this year, which would be an improvement of 1 over last year.
Sure.
But anyways, regardless of that, we're going to get back to being on topic instead of going on my tangents. So next question is, like, you said you drew 2-2, but like a lot more happens in soccer, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot more does happen in soccer.
So, like, was it a good tie? Was it a bad tie?
I think we definitely had chances to win the game. Some of that's on me because I did not score and didn't take my chances. But we definitely had chances to win the game. I think Beacon had more possession of the ball in the end of the first half and the beginning of the second. But we were maybe better in taking our chances, as you guys will probably see on the Hunter Boys Varsity Instagram. We have to shout it out. But Duani scored 2 very good goals to tie us the match.
Follow Hunter Boys Varsity Soccer on Instagram.
Yeah, go follow it.
There's your shout out. Follow that.
There's your shout out. But he did score 2 very nice goals to win the match.
So, yeah, you said Duani scored both goals, right?
He did, yeah. To tie the match, sorry.
Yeah, both goals in the tie.
Correct.
When did those happen?
So we went up 1-0 rather early. We started the match pretty well. And Jack Levine put in a nice cross to Duani, who scored a header over the keeper to put us up 1-0. And then Beacon came back and scored 2 goals in the first half. And so the second half, we were trailing, and so we're pushing for that goal to tie the match. And eventually, Shirai, who's been putting in an absolute shift at right back, played a nice ball into Duani, who lifted it over the keeper to tie the match.
So that I'm going to translate that from what I think soccer speak
to not soccer speak to Yes.
I'm gonna try and do it, and I'm gonna see if I can
Let's
do
hear
it.
it.
Because that would be pretty impressive for me.
It would be pretty impressive. It's
So
almost like a
Jack,
second
who I'm
language.
assuming was who I just envisioned was playing something on the right side of the field. If you're
He was
running,
on the left side of the field.
oh,
Almost there.
so he was on the left side of the field. He like passed the ball with his foot, but it was almost like he lobbed it in front of the goal.
Yeah.
And then Duani jumped and hit his head on the ball, and it went over the goalie's hands, I guess, in the top of the goal. Am I right?
Yeah, that's an accurate translation.
Let's go. And then on the other one, Shirai on the right side,
Yeah.
like just kicked the ball very far from the back to the
Rather far.
from near the Hunter goal to near the Beacon goal, and
Correct.
then from there somehow it went in via Duani. Am I right?
Yeah, that's an accurate
Let's
translation.
go. I'm a soccer guy. I might be a soccer guy.
I might have to get you commentating the next match.
Oh, yay! And he passes it, and he passes it, and he passes it. Ooh, he passed it.
I think we can get more interesting than that.
I'm sure we can.
But yeah, it was a good match. It was a hard fought match.
Yeah. Additionally, you said that you moved up a division from last year where you made the title game and lost. I saw about 2 minutes of that at the end, and all I heard was MSE, 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 and I knew that you guys were losing.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, we made. Well, I wasn't on the team back then, but the current seniors can testify to this. But in the division below, we made 3 title games, and so we moved up a division this year.
And how? Well, you said you weren't there, but have you seen or heard anyone that was like, oh my God, they're so much better? Or
yeah, I think playing in the league last year versus this year, I think we won maybe 9 of our 10 games last year in the league phase, and so this year the games are tougher, and not only physically are the opponents more athletic and fast, I guess the soccer skills are better. They're technically much better than the teams we've played last year, and so that's another thing we have to contend with this year.
So you're not gonna win. What was it? There was like a 10-0 game last year, something like that.
Yeah, it was a 10-0 game. I don't think we'll be winning 10-0, but we will win a good amount of games this year.
No. Shout out us versus Murray Bergstrom 18-0 last year in baseball. The scoring in soccer is harder, but
true.
We could have scored more, but they just gave up and said, "Let's go home."
Fair enough.
Because that was, hey, I got a hit in that game. So this is the Hunter Baseball Instagram shout out. It's the only time my name has appeared on the Hunter Baseball Instagram against Murray Bergstrom when they put in the description Adam Rivera recorded his first varsity hit. So
are we going to see some more varsity hits next year?
We might see some more varsity hits next year. Hopefully I'll be able to keep up my 1,000 batting average, 3 for 3.
Fair enough.
And now we're going to bring in our surprise second guest as we get to the predictions. This is our surprise second guest. His name is Deji. He may or may not be Adam's brother, or Avi's brother. Not my brother.
Adam's brother.
He's not my brother. But Deji is going to help Avi with the wheel because, I don't know. Because Avi,
I don't really know very much about the NFL, and Deji is an avid fantasy football player, so he'll be making my picks for me.
So here we go. So here's the first NFL game. There are MLB games on here too, but that's the Saints-Cowboys game next week. Deji, it's all you. Floor is yours.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the Cowboys here.
You're going to take the Cowboys?
I think the Cowboys are going to win this one comfortably.
Do you have any Cowboys on your fantasy team?
Unfortunately, I do not. But
do you have any Saints on your fantasy team?
I have Garrett Wilson who's playing right now. Who seems to be doing pretty well. But
yeah. Shout out Brett Bay. But another football game we have. I think that's the Rams and the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think that's the Rams.
That's the Rams because I have the Chargers down here.
I'm going to take the Rams on this one. I think with Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua, I think they'll win against the Cardinals.
How do you think your fantasy team is going to do in that game? Do you have any fantasy players in that game?
I do not, but I went against Kyron Williams this week, and it wasn't pretty. So
Who's your fantasy quarterback?
I have Jalen Hurts, so I got lucky with that one. But yeah,
System QB in the league number 3, and this game is with System QB in the league number 2, the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills.
yeah, I think this is gonna be a close game, a good game, maybe like the best of the weekend. I don't know. That's kind of like a soccer term, but I don't know if they do that in football.
They do the
But
game
I
of the
would
week.
take, yeah, I would take Miami on this one. I think, especially because the Bills have lost some of their good receivers over the offseason.
You don't think after Josh Allen's performance, he's gonna build on that this week?
Okay.
Hey,
That was-
you told him to make the pick, so now you're questioning him, Avi.
All right, fair enough. I'll let him
That's
pick.
not very nice. How many was that? Was that 3 or 4? I
That
think
was 3.
That was 3. I need to start counting this. Another football. Oh, we already got that one. Next. And that one. And seriously? The same
How
game
am I scared?
twice in a row. 3 out of 4 times. Give me something different, Wheel. Hey, baseball. This is the Milwaukee Brewers and the San Francisco Giants. Deja, do you have anything to go off of in this one?
I think I don't know. So I'm gonna use my limited baseball knowledge. You know, if I had to choose a team, I'd be a Yankees fan. But from what I know, the Giants.
It's
have
not
the best-
not allowed on this podcast.
Yeah,
You cannot be a
okay.
Yankees fan.
From what I know, the Giants are decent. You know, actually, I didn't know the Milwaukee had a baseball team, so I'm gonna pick the Giants.
That's rather
Milwaukee's
unfortunate.
actually a lot better of a team, but hey, it's your pick. This is the last wheel spin. What? No, that's the. I don't know why that's on there. Don't ignore that. I don't know how that got on there. Angels versus the Twins, not Vikings.
Okay, so I know those two teams.
Wow.
That's an improvement.
You know, this is a hard pick because while I know what the teams are, I don't know any of the players on the teams that I've never seen them play. So I would pick, for this one, I would pick the Angels. Yeah.
Angels?
Yeah.
Well, there we have it. Those are our picks from Deji via Avi, and we'll see how those are going to do next week. I'm going to actually tell everyone how they did. So we'll hear about you guys next week. But thank you guys for being on the show.
Thank you
thank
for
you.
having us.
Bye. And there we go. So that is our athletes account. Now it's time for my final account. I don't know if you. So for my final account, I'm going to talk about the Mets because what else would I talk about? I'm a Mets fan. I went to 3 games this week. Just ended the 9-game win streak. I'm going to check on how they're doing now, actually. They're still winning in the bottom of the 7th, thankfully. And here's our Jets check, and the Jets are now only winning 7-6. So that's not good, but either way, the Mets not looking like they're going to be in the playoffs. They're tied for the 3rd wild card spot right now. People think Mets fans have hope. I really don't. They have 7 games against the Phillies left. Phillies are in first place. There's no way that they're going to win. I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry, Mets fans, but don't sue me. You know, I'm a bigger Mets fan than all of you. But again, analytically, I just don't see it. I mean, not much else to say, really. It's unfortunate that that's going to happen, but that's going to happen. So I'm going to sign off for this episode, and hopefully I'll be back with a better second episode next week. Bye.